Joseph Njoroge's interest to be an artist started way back when he was a young boy. But like most people, he had to follow a more conventional path and became a teacher. But 5 years into teaching, he had to reroute and follow his life passion. His story is next on Vocation Hub Kenya.
So welcome to my studio. My name is Joseph Njoroge Maina, also known as Jose or Joseyarts. Joseyarts ni jina la kazi. I'm an artist. I would say by birth, and I'm also a teacher by profession. I went to the University of Nairobi. That is between the year 2009 to 2013, and all along, since I was very little, I think before I even joined nursery school, I knew that I love drawing. I love art, but I thought everyone does. Only to realize, actually I realized very well that it's a gift. When I was in high school, I thought everyone could draw, and I could laugh so much at my classmates who couldn't draw a chicken or a cow, because to me I felt this is something natural. It's something that is given to anyone. I think this is something that I have carried from my dad, because my dad also loved drawing. In his notebooks, I could see some little drawings. Nikiwa mtoto mdogo sana, nilikuwa napata amechora tu picha hivi, tu cartoons. And nikaanza pia mimi kupenda kufanya chenye alikuwa nafanya. And I remember so well that every time I took any book and I find a blank page, it was gold to me, because that is my drawing space. Hata sikuwaga interested kujua nini imeandikwa kwa kitabu. This blank space, I have to fill it with drawings. I went to high school. I used to draw my teachers on blackboard, and everyone would celebrate. Nilikuwa nashangiliwa mpaka nasikia vizuri. So now I think my story gets deeper when I get to campus. Remember, I've told you that I went to do Bachelor of Education Arts. So there is that feeling, art and art subjects ziko na tofauti. I love art, so I have to make sure that apart from the two subjects that I chose, which is history and CRE, I have to be drawing and painting during my free time. Okay? And in the process, my classmates in campus, I was in Kikuyu campus, my friends noted that I love drawing. And that's how I started getting some feedback from my friends that really changed my mindset about drawing and painting. You know, I'm from Geshagi, deep in Geshagi, Murang'a. No one could ever think that drawing can become a career. Okay? In fact, the few people I remember who used to draw, they used to make signboards or signposts, kama ya shop, ya kanisa. And I remember so well getting attracted to some of them. There is one called Getau from our area, jitaga Ota. Nilikuwa napata akichora signboard ya kanisa ama ya shule, naenda tu naketi hapo up to 2-3 hours kuangalia tu akifanya hiyo kazi. So that is it. And you know, during our time, no one thought that this is something that can become a career or a profession. So I didn't give it too much attention. But now when I get to campus, now I'm more exposed. I'm interacting with the campus mates who are from all sorts of backgrounds. Others who have visited art galleries. I didn't have an idea there are art galleries anywhere. Even when I joined the campus, I didn't know that. The only thing I knew that art can apply is drawing cartoons on newspapers. That's the best I knew about being an artist. You can get employed as a cartoonist. And when I get to campus, they tell me, oh, you can draw someone and they come out the way they are. you are either in the wrong place, or maybe where you are is a stepping stone. You can become a great artist. I started some deeper interest in art. I started researching about art, about renowned artists, ancient artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, and even the contemporary artists. And I started even looking at how art is priced. And my friend, I was shocked when I saw that there's someone in Kenya making a painting and selling at 10,000 shillings. Now, it's that time that I have seen 10,000 shillings. You get that a painting can cost 10,000 shillings. Kumbe, there are artists who even sell their paintings even up to millions. And I started to think, how if I make this as a side hustle even after graduating? And that is surely what I did. In campus, when I was in that year, I decided I'll be offering drawing services to my campus mates. Nawachora ama nawachorea ma celebrities ama footballers, alafu nawauzia. Also there is a calligraphy, ile art ya kuandika majina kwa certificates. And then there were some campus mates who were taking the ECD, early childhood development. Siku hizi ni ECE, early childhood education. So their lecturers used to give them projects za kukala materials za kufunza. So walikuwa nakuja kwangu, nanunua marangi, na wapakia vitu zao, mauteo, manguo. And I started earning like 10 bob, 20 bob per painting. So by the time I was in the 4th year, I was making up to 100 shillings or 200 shillings in a day. Okay, and that was a lot of money when you are in campus. So I decided after graduating, I'll make sure that I will make this my side hustle. 2013 August, I graduated and I got a job at a school called South Tetu Girls. South Tetu Girls is in Mukoroine, in Nyeri. I was employed by the BOM to teach my 2 subjects, history and CRE. And again, as I told you, art had to be my side hustle. So when I'm free, pale kwa desk yangu, kuchora tu. So my fellow teachers waka notice this guy, huyu jamaa kona gift. Wakaanza kunipea tu jobs kidogo kidogo, kuwachorea tu picha kiasi tu kuhang kwa nyumba zao, kwa staff rooms. Kuna zenye nilikuwa nachora tunahang kwa staff room. And started paying off gradually. The principal noted, and immediately an idea came out that I can make an art club in the school. And that's how I now added art as another subject to teach. So I started an art club in South Tetu Girls. Tulikuwa tunamit na wanafunzi once a week. I used to train them how to draw, how to paint. And kidogo kidogo, out of research, my own initiatives, nikalan sasa skills za kufunza art. I worked in South Tetu Girls for two years and then got employed by the TSC. Niliemployiwa shule inaitwa Ituro Boys. Ituro iko Katondo South. I went there. And remember, I'm teaching during the day. Jioni nikifika kwa keja, kuchora tu. Painting, drawing. Na sasa social media ndio hiyo imeanza kupik. Nimefungua Facebook, nimefungua other social media platforms. So nikichora kapicha kangu na kapost kule. Napata likes zangu 2, 3, comments. So they used to make me feel this is something good that I'm doing. Yeah? So at Ituro Boys, again I started an art club. And it really picked. And I realized that, watu wako na talents. Vijana wako na talents. Young people, they have the talents. When I was recruiting the students to the art club, there were over 200 students who qualified. So at Ituro Boys, the art club really helped some boys some boys who are known as notorious in school. I realized they are so talented. By just exposing them, taking them to art galleries, engaging them to make paintings and artworks to hang in classes and staff room, walibadilika. And surprisingly, they even started performing well, even in academics. So it's something that I have really come to appreciate. So all this time, I'm doing my side hustle. In the evening, I'm doing portraits. Weekends, same. I love portraits so much. Na watu wana appreciate, watu wanapenda, and I even start getting parents who want me to coach their kids to show them how to draw and paint. And after 3 years, again I decided to quit because now passion ya art imezidi. I quit and said that this is now what I'll be doing. Let me follow my passion. Let me follow my passion. And in the process, I happened to also, you see, there is that fear of, okay, I'm quitting. Yes, I'm following my passion, but this was a job with some job security, some salary. What do I do? So I decided, let me look for a job that aligns with my talent. Now that over the years, I have learned how to train kids to draw. Let me look for a job yenye naweza kuwa nafunza watoto kuchora na kupaint. I got a job at a school called Riara Schools along Gong Road, and they give me the job to train kids, drawing and painting and art in general. And again, tukasukumana vizuri, ni watoto wakapenda art, and COVID happened. I think after a few years, and this is the time I realized now, because I have a lot of free time, sinichore sasa kama like never before. So I drew, painted, sharing on statuses, sharing on Twitter, Facebook, and people started now developing some deeper interest in portraits. You want to gift someone, maybe on their birthday, their wedding, unanitumia picha na kuchorea vizuri, something that is priceless, something that you won't find in a market or in a supermarket. And that's how I've been since then.
Joseph's decision to leave a permanent, pensionable job was met by a lot of resistance. His parents, his colleagues, and even his boss thought that he needed counseling. We listen to that part of his story.
No, it was tough. And one thing I'll tell you for sure is that even our parents, there are some things that they inherited from their parents, like the fear of risking, isn't it? And our parents were also afraid that their kids, if they try to risk, things will turn out bad. But I had decided, this is my life, and this is what I love doing. So what I'll do, I will follow my passion. In fact, when I was quitting the TSC, I didn't inform my parents first. I informed them after quitting, because I knew this would face a lot of resistance. But I was very sure what I was doing is what I loved doing. I actually told them a few weeks later, I quit. They didn't have anything to say because they were shocked. They were so much afraid that things will not work out for me. Also my colleagues, they thought that I'm nuts. I'm losing myself. And I was even called for counseling. Oh, Jose, ametupa mbao. Jose, I remember my principal back then. He really had hard time convincing me. Jose, now, where are you going and why are you doing this? You've been employed for only 3 years. Where are you going? But msukumo wa art, you can't even explain it. It's something that comes from within. So resistance was there. Okay. We are growing in this manner. In the past, art was known to be just for the chosen few. In fact, you could find that paintings were known to be bought by some class of people. Okay, paintings had to be sold in galleries, but today the story is changing. For me, I see every single person as a potential client. Okay, anyone, no matter the class, no matter the kind of life they live, you only need to convince someone why it is good to have a painting. Okay, so this is something that can sustain you, and there is no need to fear where you're going to market your art. As long as people love your work, as long as your work is having some message that is passing to people, they look for you. And social media is playing a really big part in this, because the whole globe is now like on your palm, on your phone. So I would encourage anyone who is trying to start or trying to begin, you only need to take photos of what you're doing, record yourself doing what you love doing, just share with people. Challenges are there, and starting with the resistance you are talking about. So you're telling people that now you are doing art full time, and they can't believe you, they can't take you serious. In fact, unaenda Gichangi unaambia watu mimi huwa nachora. It's better than just staying like that. So they don't want to agree that this is something that you can do for livelihood. Then art, especially visual arts, is very expensive to invest in. These paints you see here, the canvas and all this, they cost really some money. Now you're painting not knowing whether you'll sell or not, sometimes. So there is the cost of these materials. Then in the process of perfecting so that your work can attract people, you will make projects, they'll fail to attract. You'll deliver a painting and then the client says, oh, this is not up to standard. So I've gone through all that. You'll make a deal with someone and maybe you trust them too much, you fail to ask for deposit. Once you finish the artwork, you can't find them, they won't pick the painting. So a lot of challenges in those areas. Also, that trying to convince people that art is not meant for few people. Anyone can buy art. It's also a challenge, because you'll get to someone, unampea bei, anakuuliza, hey, sieri niende studio nipigwe picha 50 bob. You get, That's another challenge. So, challenges equal, but the mindset matters. Focus on what is succeeding, be persistent, and also employ some consistency, and people will eventually accept your work.
So fear holds very many people back. Fear of judgment, fear of failure. But like in Joseph's story, on the other side of fear could be a beautiful story of success. Well, that's this week's story on Vocation Hub Kenya. If you have a similar story that you'd want to share with us, feel free to reach out and I will come to you. My name is Caroline Kamau. I will see you in the next one.